And we turn now to former FBI profiler and ABC News analyst Brad Garrett. Brad, thanks for joining us. So new details about Frank James have been coming out all day. As a profiler, what information sticks out to you?
So let's just start where Pierre left off, which are some of these social media posts where he rants. He rants about the subway system, the homeless people in the subway system. He rants to the mayor about crime that the mayor's not taking care of. And then he sort of switches gears at some point and talks about harming other people, how there's another post I think Pierre didn't talk about where he just said he wanted to go out and start shooting people. So you look at that and you say to yourself, Lindsay, well, everything I just said, which is a paraphrase, is not against the law. He didn't threaten an individual. He didn't threaten a particular location. And this is the real dilemma when you look at people like Frank James. Is he troubled? Does he have all sorts of problems? Did he acquire a firearm, which he did illegally? Yes. Did he have things that were suspicious, like gasoline that he was carrying? Incendiary devices like smoke-type canisters, fireworks. Again, none of that stuff is against the law, but it's all troubling when you look at it. Sadly, there are many people in this country that are in the same mental state as Frank James, and most of them don't go out and commit mass shootings, but some of them do. And the trick is, how does law enforcement get in front of the likes of Mr. James? And the answer is they don't, unless somebody tips them off that they have heard him say things that are so troubling that the police, and maybe, if it's appropriate, the mental health community actually deals with him. I mean, it's pretty significant. He makes a comment about the failure of the mental health system in New York. It'll be fascinating to see what that is all about at some point. But what I'm trying to tell you is that that's the problem with mass shooters, is troubled, yes. Make violent comments, yes. Acquire handguns, assault rifles, yes. But they don't go shoot anybody.
And you're saying,
you know, if you're in law enforcement, where do you put yourself? That's the problem.
And so before you shoot anybody, it seems like all of those things that are red flags are still not enough to necessarily have authorities actually take action preemptively. You know, because many people certainly tonight are still asking why. You know, what was the motive here? From what we know so far, what's your insight? What's your take on that?
So every mass shooter reaches a trigger of they can't take it anymore. They feel powerless. You know, there may be mental health issues with them, whatever it might be. They feel like their life is going downhill quickly and they've not really done anything significant. And they're angry. They're mad at the world. I mean, he talks about it in these rants that he's mad at the world and he's going to go take revenge on people. And I will tell you, unless he's completely different than every mass shooter that I've studied, is that he didn't care that he was shooting people, no matter whether they were children or adults, in that car, because what he believed is that he was doing the right thing for him. It's sort of the ultimate in narcissism.
And this incident has given pause for anyone who commutes on mass transit. Would you say that the big city subways are just too soft of a target?
Well, they're clearly a soft target because, I mean, Lindsay, 3 million people, you know this, 3 million people a day ride the New York City subway system. How can you make a system where you virtually have a police officer in every car? It's not realistic. You could have one at each station, perhaps. But what would that have stopped today? You have a guy walking by, doesn't have a gas mask on, doesn't have a firearm that you can apparently see, has on a vest that may say MTA or something else on it. There's probably thousands of people with MTA vests walking around. He walks in, he walks right by a police officer, maybe, hypothetically. What do you do about that? If you don't really know that he's coming to do that, you can't stop him. You can't screen 3 million people a day. It just, no one would ever get on the subway system. And
right.
So that's the real dilemma. You can only make them so safe.
Brad Garrett, our thanks to you as always for your time and insight.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.